Tire Center, Aces Bail Bonds, Miranda & Sons Automotive, Bridgeport Auto Glass, Ramirez Spanish Restaurant, Tito's Barbershop, The Paz Funeral Home.
Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. So excited to be back here in the studio in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And listen, I'm excited to be here tonight, man, because tonight we have a really special guest, a good friend of mine named Kelvin Ayala, who is an entrepreneur, also a economic, give us your exact title.
An economic development advisor.
There you go, economic developer advisor. He's here in the studio tonight, and we're going to have a really good time. Just as I always tell you each and every Tuesday nights, man, if you have an event coming up throughout anywhere in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, always feel free to let us know. Send us your information, and we will announce that event on our show, all right? I got to give a quick shout out to my man, Benjamin Perez at Perez Tire Center, located at 72 Knowlton Street in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, slashing all the competition. And listen, you cannot go anywhere in the city of Bridgeport and get a full alignment on your vehicle for $45. So if you need tires, all right, go down to Perez Tire Center, located in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Also, Aces Bail Bond. Easy response, 24 hours, 7 days a week, easy payment. If you need their assistance, feel free to contact Aces Bail Bond at 1-866-77-BOND. Alright, also keep in mind that they do speak Spanish. Si necesitas un fiador, se habla español. Also, we got to mention Miranda & Sons Automotive. Alright, Miranda & Sons Automotive, located at their new location at 360 Avon Street in Stratford, Connecticut. They were previously on East Main Street in Bridgeport, and they just recently opened up their new location. So if you need brakes, electrical, diagnostics tests, head gasket, AC service, tune-ups, front end, struts, full general repairs, feel free to contact Luis Miranda at Miranda & Sons Automotive in Stratford, Connecticut. And finally, I need to mention Tito's Barbershop, located at 1145 East Main Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Tito's Barbershop, if you need a fade, a shave, a blowout, a shape-up, scissor cut, men grooming, child cuts, walk-ins are always available, and their staff is extremely professional. If you need a freshie, contact Tito's Barbershop in Bridgeport, Connecticut. With that said, again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez, excited to be here in the studio tonight, and we're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, I have Mr. Kelvin Ayala from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, one of the biggest entrepreneurs you will ever meet on the hot seat. We'll be right back momentarily. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Ramirez Restaurant.
Repair for rapid, reliable auto glass replacement and repair. Trust Bridgeport Auto Glass with over 25 years experience. We do all glass replacement, windshields, mirrors, door glass, sunroofs. For cars and a wide variety of trucks, we'll get you back on the road fast. same-day and mobile service available. Our fully licensed technicians can come to you, serving both New Haven and Fairfield counties, credit cards, and all insurance accepted. Bridgeport Auto Glass, skilled, efficient, and affordable.
Hi, welcome to Aces Bail Bonds.
Do you need information regarding bail bonds and the bail bond process? Contact us at Aces Bail Bonds, where we are happy to give you a free bail consultation. You are in capable hands with our reputable agency. For fast, reliable bail bond service, get out of jail fast with Aces Bail Bonds. You can save time and money by calling ahead. We'll have the forms ready for you, with everything handled privately, discreetly, and confidentially at our office. For fast, reliable bail bond service, call Aces Bail Bonds now.
All right, and welcome back to Super League Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Always excited to come into the studio here in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I don't know about you, man, but this is something that I really love doing. I enjoy doing this on a weekly basis. We come into the studio every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, and we always try to bring you the best exclusive interviews throughout the state of Connecticut. And tonight, we have one of those, all right, with a good friend of mine, Mr. Kelvin Ayala. Tonight, we are honored to have from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, graduate from University of Hartford, one of the biggest entrepreneurs you will ever meet in Bridgeport. He is the owner of Moe's Burger Joint in downtown Bridgeport, and he is the co-founder of I Love Bridgeport, and the Downtown Thursdays event that takes place each and every summer is under his watchful eye. Without further ado, we have business and economic advisor, Mr. Kelvin Ayala, here in the studio. How you doing, brother?
How we doing, Jason?
Good, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Talk to me, man.
Finally got this together, man. I'm happy to be here. It's great. I love what you're doing. I love the fact that you've decided to invest right here in downtown Bridgeport. The studio is amazing, man. So I'm looking forward to connecting with the audience, talking about some cool things, everything Bridgeport, business, job growth, economic development. Let's get at it, man. Let's talk shop and looking forward to fielding questions. Anyone feel free, chime in. Give us a call, I don't know, chime in online, ask your question, but we're going to have a good time.
Absolutely. And, with that said, I'm excited to have you here, man, because I've known you for many years. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Childhood friends, let's just throw it out there. You grew up in Marionville. I grew up on Sherman Street.
Eastside Pride.
All day. And, now that I think of it, I remember you back in the day. Every time I seen you, you always had on your baseball gear and a baseball bat in your hand, right? Well, that was you.
All the time. So baseball is the first love, man. That's my, always a passion. I played mostly first base, a lot of third base as well. Had a great time, man. That sports connected a lot of people here in the city of Bridgeport. Baseball, my first love. Played a lot of basketball, a lot of pickup games of football. Never played any organized football, but a lot of basketball, a lot of baseball, man, and made tons of friendships and met people, and that's how we connected in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
But a lot of basketball, a lot of baseball, man, and made tons of friendships and met people, and that's how we connected in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
So baseball was great. You go to the parks and play, and basketball, we'd go into any neighborhood and pick up games.
That's
and
right.
Midnight basketball, Hall Neighborhood House. Had a great time, man.
That's right.
Bridgeport was awesome for me to kind of grow up in.
Yeah.
Was also awesome to get out of Bridgeport and see what other people do, how other people live, what other cities look like.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a balance. And lived in Hartford for a little bit, and have come back to Bridgeport, man. I said it's time to make some contributions back home.
Yeah.
I was always here and involved, but now I've planted some more roots.
Yeah. And we're gonna talk about business empowerment and all that stuff shortly.
Yeah.
I mean, we got plenty of time. All right. But I like the fact that you were born and raised right here in the city of Bridgeport. And when people look at you, Kelvin Ayala, they see who you are today. But most people don't realize where you come from, how hard it was for you to get to where you are now.
Yeah.
Right? And I read somewhere where, and I can identify with you when this is mentioned. I read somewhere where you stated your first exposure to life beyond our neighborhood came when you were riding your pedal bike.
Absolutely.
And you would ride your pedal bike out to other different areas, like the North End, down by Beardsley Park, and you allowed yourself to be exposed to what was out there for you.
Just explore it. I mean, after a while you get bored. I used to go fishing. So, we'd ride our bikes down to Pleasure Beach, go hang out at the Pleasure Beach Pier on the bridge, and go fishing out there, ride our bikes to Bearsley Park and Seaside Park. But then, you kind of just go check out neighborhoods, make some friends, and you're like, let me go to this house. And I remember going to the North End for the first time and realizing, holy cow, they don't have sidewalks. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not familiar with the area, so I'm worried I'm gonna get hit by a car. We didn't ride with helmets back then. We didn't have the greatest bicycle. But yeah, learning to ride around the North End and trying to figure out, holy cow, they don't got sidewalks out here. It's, that was my first experience of culture shock. North End was a different world to us.
That's right.
Growing up in the East Side, absolutely.
I mean, I remember I built my own bike because I didn't have money to afford one, and I would take that bike and I would ride out just like you did to other areas in the city to allow myself to be exposed to the things that weren't around us. And that's something that you did. And that's something that I admire about you because you have gone from that lifestyle, growing up in the worst part of the city of Bridgeport. And let's keep it real. Father Penny Village
at that time was not nice. I've seen a lot of ducking when you hear gunshots out the window and you hear mom and dad yell, "Get down!" So a lot of gunshots. A lot of times you wake up in the middle of the night. A lot of times you got to fend for self.
That's right.
A simple walk to the corner store. I mean, my first time catching a beat down was over a quarter. And I was on my way to get a quarter icy. They used to sell like these icy sticks.
What were you going to Centrone's?
Centrone's Grocery, right there in the corner of
Pembroke,
Steuben and Pembroke. Yep, absolutely. And over a quarter. Now back then we're talking about in the '80s, a quarter was probably worth $1.
Absolutely.
To us now, but it was a rough neighborhood, but it was diverse too. So you got to meet and hang out and mingle with a lot of people. Obviously, if you're up to no good, you get into trouble.
Yep.
My parents kept me and my brother out of trouble, and I turned out okay. But like everyone that we grew up with, right? We all did stupid things as kids.
Absolutely.
We were all one mistake away from not sitting in these chairs. And that's one thing that I try when I speak to a lot of young people, and I speak to and just being real about myself and people who get other opportunities or second chance opportunities.
Yep.
Or people who are coming or have made mistakes and had jail time, and I was one mistake away from having that path.
Wow. Wow. But you look beyond your situation. All right, because a lot of people make excuses. There's nothing going on in the city. I can't advance. I can't get ahead. But you, growing up in that environment, you look beyond your circumstances. And now, this is what I classify you as. One of the greatest entrepreneurs to come out of my era in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Because you have done a whole lot within the city. And you're really involved in the community.
I'm involved. Listen, you get involved in the community in different ways. I've always been a doer. I get involved in the community. Obviously, we go into business to make money, right? And I was always entrepreneur. I was that kid that knocked on your door, and my neighbors would be like, "Oh my God, Kelvin, what are you selling now? What are you selling today?" I'm selling cookies, I'm selling popcorn, I'm selling Christmas cards. It didn't matter. I was always hustling something, and my end game was always, I want to earn a little bit more money.
So it was already in
get a price. Yeah, I mean, I learned early. You want something, you got to do something, earn money, then you can get it.
That's right.
And that's I grew up. I always worked, man. My first job, I remember at Stratford Town Fair pushing the carriages.
Wow.
Stratford Town Fair pushing carriages at 15 years old. The minute I was able to work. I wouldn't even sit on my first job because that bodega that you mentioned, Centrone's, I worked for Mr. Centrone
and his two sons.
And his two sons, and I worked at the bodega, stocking the shelves and hanging out, and I was probably like 12 years old.
And that's funny.
That's what I was doing in the summer.
I worked at Pueblos.
Right down the street.
Right down the street doing the same thing.
The competing markets about 3 blocks away on the east side. But But good times. But I got instilled that work ethic early, just because I wanted to obtain things, and I learned early we didn't have the money, so I better go out and figure out how to make some money and do it. So,
that's right.
That's how I did it. And listen, over time you grow up, you learn those skills, And like I said, I still played baseball. Went to Colby Cathedral High School. Shout out to the Cougars. Class of '92 is all good. Lot of fun in the city. I always worked. It's funny because the most fun I've ever had in a job till this day, I worked at McDonald's for 2 years. McDonald's, the one on Upper Main Street that I think recently had a fire.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, the one in Upper Main. I worked at McDonald's for 2 years. Probably the most fun I ever worked at a job. Because, you worked around your peers. I met a lot of people from other schools, specifically Central High School. Made some good friends. But I learned a lot about business and the systems in business. McDonald's is this ridiculous franchise. And there's a system and a method of madness to everything that happens at McDonald's. Everything is quantified, everything is measured, and I just became a nerd for these I was fascinated by these things that I learned about business. So I've always been fascinated by business. So it led me down to the path that I'm on today.
Wow. And it's amazing that you say that, man, because you worked at McDonald's 2 years. All right? Gained some experience, and I'm sure that while you were there, maybe flipping a burger, cooking some fries, you were visually watching all the operations of the facility.
Absolutely.
And you grabbed what you was able to, and now, years later, you own Moe's Burger Joint, which is located right here in downtown Bridgeport.
Right here downtown Bridgeport. Moe's Burgers has been there 9 years. I didn't exactly start the Moe's Burgers myself. I designed the concept and worked with one of my clients. But in one of my companies, I had a point of sale solutions company for about 15 years here in the region. And I've worked with a lot of Bridgeport area businesses. And I got referred to a client one time, and one of the outcomes was the Moe's Burger Joint. And that entrepreneur, he's had several other restaurants, so I came highly recommended to him from a lot of the work that I've done. But I've installed systems at a company for about 15 years, installing high-tech technology systems for bars, restaurants, nightclubs, video surveillance, merchant processing solutions. So that was one of my very successful companies. We're a regional company, and I've worked with clients from Boston to Philadelphia and everything in between.
That's awesome, man. So if there was somebody that wanted to establish themselves, meaning within our city, they want to build a similar empire to like what you have built. They want to, take on the entrepreneurship within the city of Bridgeport, whatever it may. They could go out there and sell some shoes.
Correct.
Some ice cream, whatever it is. What would you say would be the best first step for a person to take in order to get started?
I always tell everyone that's looking to start a business, understand your brand. Understand not just your brand, but be very good at what you do. I promise you, if you do a search, someone else is doing what you're doing.
That's right.
Okay, so be very good at what you do. Then learn how to market yourself. What makes a difference? If me and you are both selling the same exact shoe, why would they buy this shoe from me and not you?
Yes.
Especially if it's the same exact price. And the difference is they buy you, right? We hear this all the time. They buy you. Personal relationships. We build business by creating relationships. And then you get referred, and now you create a bigger, stronger network. So the power of networking, the power of communication and relationships, to me, is the number one thing you need to learn as an entrepreneur right out the gate. You can have the best product ever, and I'll outsell you. Doesn't matter. I could care less what you do.
Yeah.
I will outsell you because I have relationships that you have yet to attain.
That's right.
And unless you're willing to put in that value added effort, you're not going to win, because business is all about relationships. Now, if you are not good in that aspect, then eventually you get to a point where you could hire a consultant, hire a company that's going to help you market or put out that image, or someone to bridge that gap. Because that's a talent gap, right? We all need to know what we're good at and what we're not great at.
And I believe that's a service that you provide, correctly?
Yeah. Well, there's in my scope of services, a lot of times I will provide gap work for people where I will help a company get to a particular goal and leave them in position so that they can be self-sufficient and move on up. But I've done a ton of business development with all kinds of businesses and just a variety of different disciplines.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, business is business. We could be selling hamburgers, we could be selling shoes, we can be providing a service like tax services. The principles of business are exactly the same. So we got to be mindful of all those things.
Yeah.
But the principles of business are the same. So that's what we call transferable skills. So you can use them across the board.
Yeah. So establishing or starting a business is a big risk. You got to take a risk.
Yeah.
So, taking that risk and leaping into something that's the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what would you say is one or two of the pitfalls that you can expect when you take that leap?
There's actually a lot of pitfalls. The biggest pitfall is understanding how much time this is going to take you. All right, because there's no get rich quick scheme. Wipe that out of your head. So a lot of times I try to talk to people about do something you enjoy and love.
Yes.
Right. So don't let your business be something that's just a hustle. Right. If you're just trying to hustle a few dollars out of people, and it has no meaning, it's only so long you can do that. Right. So business is about having a passion in something, wanting to create something for yourself, your family, for the community. Business has a lot of layers, and those layers are different for every individual. So before you really go into business, I tell everyone, find out what's important to you. You're not going to get rich right away, right? So can you be sustained with this amount of income? Can you dial it back? You got used to a lifestyle.
Yep.
Can you dial it back because now you're going to be making less money starting your own business? Or if you're going to start a business part-time, understand that you need to ramp it up in levels and stages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in terms of pitfalls, the number one pitfall I tell people is don't worry about money. Right? People will sit there and plan a business and plan a business and plan a business and then tell me, well, I don't have the money to start anything. You've been planning for how long now? There's something you can start.
Yeah.
And you have to eventually sell a product or service to make money, and then you can reinvest it into yourself.
Yeah.
So the biggest pitfall is being undercapitalized. So people need to understand how to bootstrap, how to invest in yourself, how to use the little bit of money that you have to turn it into something profitable, to reinvest in yourself, and continue the same cycle.
Yeah.
Right? Because when we're talking about if you're successful selling that one pair of shoes, and now you go out and take the proceeds of that sale, now you got 2 pairs of shoes. Then you sell 4 pairs of shoes, then 8 pairs of shoes. That's called scaling. So you're not changing anything. Your discipline and your path of what you're doing is exactly the same. But as you scale, you grow.
Yeah.
Now, there's challenges when you scale, right? Because when you scale, you're now dealing with more product, you're now dealing with more clients, you're now dealing with needing to market more, you're now dealing with a lot of new issues that come in with growth. But you'll get there. When you get to those challenges, you've already done pretty well with your initial startup, roadblocks.
Yep.
Of being challenged. The other challenge that I think for people, newbies, right? We're talking about people starting off in business. I normally deal with people that have been around for 2 years or longer. But for newbies is taking advice from people that have never done anything. All right? You got to be careful. We love our families. We love people that's around us in our inner circles. But the first people that's going to knock you down about your ideas is typically people you know the most.
That's true.
And the reality is, and it's not even people want to start, we're not talking about haters or anything like that. The reality is they've never done what you're talking about. So how can you expect them to understand what it is you have a passion for, what it is you're trying to create? If you say, I want to start a cake making business and, I'm going to sell these exotic birthday cakes. Well, if they've never designed or baked that exotic birthday cake, what can they possibly tell you?
Yeah.
Besides something that's discouraging. So being able to tune out and tunnel negative energy around your business and getting over the hurdle of not having the money to start and compete in business are the 2 biggest roadblocks entry-level entrepreneurs
So,
got to
and that's my next question for you is, I have this burning desire within me to establish my own business. I want to be, a person who can bring economic empowerment into the community with what it is that I want to serve the community with. But the question is, how do I do this thing? How do I get started? Where do I get the money? Do I go knocking on doors? Do I come see you, knocking on your door, asking you for a loan? I mean, what do I have to do to get started?
Gotcha. Well, listen, funding plays a big role in business at any level, right? the first level of funding is your personal savings, right? How dare you go talk to someone about investing in you when you have yet to invest in you, right? So you hear the term of, I got skin in the game. Well, that means I made investments in myself first. So the very first thing you need to do is tap into your personal savings, an adequate amount to help launch your business. The next level is family and friends. That's the next level of asking or trying to get money, family and friends. All right. Once you're beyond what you can bootstrap personally, and once you're beyond family and friends, your next level is to start working on a business plan so that now you can start sharing your ideas, its opportunity for growth, and what impact it can make. And then based on what you get out of that business plan, right, the exercise, the challenge of putting that together, you then can put that together for a specific audience. And that specific audience is who you're targeting to get funding. And it could be an investment group. It could be a bank. There are different levels of investments or different ways to get funding. But the first way to get funding for people that, like us, that we do it with our own pockets. We bootstrap it.
That's it.
We save
Like
money.
me.
We worked. You bootstrap it. Listen, you started a broadcasting studio. Here we are on this amazing platform. So you mentioned, how do I create a business that I can contribute to the community? You've already started a business that's contributing to the community. Right behind us and all around us, we're looking at advertisements for other business owners. You've created a platform, an ecosystem that other businesses can share in and thrive in, and you're sharing and delivering other people's message. And here we are, we're in a platform, we're connecting one-on-one. We have an audience, people are tuning in, they can come back and look at this video.
That's right.
You already are connecting and giving back to the community. The next level for a business is to grow. And in growing, you're able to create jobs. And that's one of the key things that I always talk about when we talk about entrepreneurship and a lifestyle of being a business owner, is you want to grow. And if you want to grow beyond working, for yourself, try having people dependent on you to eat.
Wow.
So now you're creating jobs. Now you have people that depend on this hub that you've created here. So now you have an executive assistant booking your shows. You have someone else minding the talent. You have a tech person that's able to take this stuff mobile and do other things. Now you're creating opportunities for people in the community. You're creating opportunities for people to learn these type of skills. And these type of skills go on and you grow as a company. Absolutely. And you grow as a business. So creating jobs, right? In the state of Connecticut, one of the things I do is a lot of business advisorship and economic development consulting, and we'll talk about that more because that gets more into real estate development and how that looks like. But the economics of the state, right? We're not a growing economy. The state of Connecticut is one of the few states that's actually seeing a decline in population. We're declining in population. Our economy is not growing. And one of the big things, right, we're always looking for these large companies to come and save us.
Yes.
But a big engine is the small business engine here within the state. And the small businesses account for maybe 50% of all the employed people within the state of Connecticut. So how does that happen? That happens by entrepreneurs like yourself, entrepreneurs like me, business owners all over. The local barbershop that has a chair that someone's either renting or they're hiring to cut hair and provide services to the community. We are in the business of job creation.
Yes.
When we become entrepreneurs. If we're not creating a job directly, we're doing it indirectly. All right, you promoting these awesome businesses. Perez Tire, I've had a great relationship with Benji over the last 2-3 years since I met him. And what he's doing in the community, providing jobs and giving opportunities to people that would otherwise not get an opportunity to be hired or whatever, is phenomenal. But indirectly, by you promoting Perez Tire, if his sales increase, if his demand, right, everything's supply and demand.
That's right.
If his demand grows, he needs to grow his supply. And supply is just not the tires. It's just not the product. Supply is talent. You need people that can provide that work to the general public. So that's what growth looks like. So indirectly, by you promoting these businesses, you're helping these businesses thrive in the community, grow. And as they grow, they have to hire talent to work in these businesses.
That's right. That's right. And we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Absolutely.
But when we come back, I want you to talk about what do you believe the city of Bridgeport has to do in order for us to develop economic growth when we come back from the commercial break.
Absolutely.
All right? Don't go anywhere, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Looking for custom wheels? Looking for quality and professional service? Do you need a flat tire repaired? Are you looking for a $45 alignment and the lowest prices in the state? Come to Perez Tire Center located in the city of Bridgeport. At Perez Tire Center, we take pride in our selection and service. We are never short on inventory and we give you the best guaranteed lowest prices up front. At Perez Tire Center, we slash the competition and will beat the other guys. Financing is available and no credit check is needed. We also install batteries and tires on recreational vehicles, trailers, and motorcycles. If you need it, we got it. Perez Tire Center is open 7 days per week, located at 72 Knowlton Street in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. All right, and welcome back to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. So excited to be here in the studio broadcasting out of the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And yes, I did say the great city of Bridgeport. I love Bridgeport, Connecticut, man. And you know, with that said, we're having a great time here in the studio with a good friend of mine's, the owner of Moe's Burger Joint. And man, you own a whole bunch of other different things throughout the city of Bridgeport. But with that said, Mr. Kelvin Ayala.
How we doing today?
All right.
So we've had some good conversation.
We're having some good conversation.
Good conversation. I'll do a 20-second primer. You know, sometimes people. The other day, about a month ago, I was doing a workshop in Waterbury, and it was a Business 101 Fundamentals workshop. And when the workshop was over, someone comes to me and says, "You know, you're too modest. You don't talk about your bio and all the different things that you're involved in. It'd be great if you would share that information up front, because I think more people would actually listen to what you're saying, because it comes from a place of credibility." But I've been a business owner. I've been a serial entrepreneur. My background's in engineering. I used to be an avionics engineer, but I've had several businesses. But today, I have a consulting company, PCPlex Consultants. I am a business and economic development advisor. I'm also an investor and in investing. I've invested in my community. I'm a business owner of Moe's Burger Joint, which you open. I am co-owner of the Collab Exchange, which is a business incubator for retailers downtown Bridgeport at 1123 Main Street. And that's co-owned with my partners of I Love Bridgeport, which I'm a co-founder of. And I Love Bridgeport is a community development organization that works within the city of Bridgeport to get civically engaged, economic empowerment, and really just drive home a lot of the areas that we felt were not being touched on by our institutional partners, the municipality itself, and just a lot of things that we felt should be happening around the city of Bridgeport, of spreading positive and impactful information about the city of Bridgeport. So that's where I'm at today as far as an entrepreneur. So I am part of I Love Bridgeport. We have the Collab Exchange. I own Moe's Burger Joint, and all of that arches under my brand of a PCPlex Consultant.
And we can't forget Downtown Thursdays.
Yeah, we can't forget Downtown Thursdays.
Because you guys are
Bridgeport Arts Fest is another big deal for us. So Downtown Thursdays this year, we celebrated our 10th anniversary of Downtown Thursdays. These are free summer concerts on McCleaver Green, downtown Bridgeport.
And let me say, high-end concerts. I'm talking about you bring the best talent in, man.
We're bringing the best local talent around. We bring outside talent. But we keep it regional, we keep it local, we keep it fresh, and we're very community driven, we're very family oriented. So when you come downtown Thursdays, expect to see thousands of people dancing, eating, having a good time, and enjoying and spreading love throughout the community.
That's right.
And we've been consistently driving and pushing. I Love Bridgeport, and our partners have consistently driven not only the Downtown Thursdays series, but we've also reactivated the Bridgeport Arts and Cultural Council to give more of an economic development voice for culture, arts, and tourism here throughout the city of Bridgeport. And the Bridgeport Arts Fest is part of that work, as well as a lot of other work that we have going on, such as Project Main Street, where we activate blighted storefronts throughout the downtown Bridgeport area, and a lot of other work in partnering with just other organizations. There's obviously a lot of organizations within the arts or with youth development throughout the city, and that's one thing that we have that's really not cherished enough. We have a ton of amazing people doing amazing work throughout the city.
Yes.
That never get any accolades, never get recognized. It's funny how people just show up for photo ops, but they have nothing to do with the struggle of putting together events, event planning, figuring out the funding, and making the impact and working with the development of the youth, development of community resources, et cetera, et cetera. So we have to develop ourselves. So you were talking about one of the questions we want to talk about, economic development, the city of Bridgeport, its impact, and what that means to us.
That's right. And the question is, all right, this is the question. What do you believe the city of Bridgeport must do to develop economic growth?
Gotcha. Well, I will say this, and I'll come back to the city of Bridgeport. I believe the citizens of the city of Bridgeport play a larger impact on the growth and economic development of the city, right? And I'll tell you what I mean. People want to hang out with the cool kids. Wherever the cool kids are, that's where people want to invest. So we're going to be the cool kids. If Bridgeport's going to grow, we are the largest city in the state of Connecticut at 150,000 people. We need to support what's happening within our city. We need to be the ones hanging out in downtown Bridgeport. Our residents, we need to stop worrying about out-of-towners coming into the city. We do an amazing job with out-of-towners. We are a regional hub. So yes, we're going to draw Trumbull, Monroe, Stratford, Darien, Westport. We draw these people to come to the Downtown Cabaret Theater, to the Klein Memorial, to the Bijou Theater. They're the ones coming to the Adventure Ropes course. They're coming to Bass Pro Shops. They're coming to Steel Point. They're coming to the Webster Bank Arena.
Stress Factory.
They're coming to the Stress Factory. We have attractions. They're coming to the Beardsley Zoo.
Yes.
What we have done, where the city has completely failed us as citizens and has failed the city of Bridgeport, is we have no vision and no plan for how to properly market and monetize the awesome and amazing assets that we have here in the city. All right, we haven't even touched on how many people come here for our awesome waterfront in Seaside Park, our awesome Beardsley Park, and everything in between that happens throughout the community. So the people of Bridgeport play a bigger role. We are the stakeholders, not some developer that wants to come from New York or somewhere else. We are the stakeholders. The only reason that developer is even thinking of Bridgeport is because they think that people who live here in Bridgeport are going to support what their ideas are. But their idea may not be sustainable. So we play a role in letting them know. We let them know all the time, right? We let them know with our pockets, right? We don't support things. And when we don't support them, they go under. They go out of business. But now there's a caveat to that, right? And this is where the struggle is. When we as Bridgeporters fail to support our own businesses, what makes you think that right now, downtown Bridgeport, we don't have big-time investors walking around, business owners who may have 4, 5, 6 restaurants throughout the state, and they're looking at Bridgeport as their next possible location, but they see with their eye that we're not going in to support a Moe's Burger joint, a Metric Bar and Grill, a Miss Thelma's, a Murphy's Law, an Abuchella, a Rum Tequila Fusion, El Polito Restaurant. We're not going to Four Corner Billiards. If our own people who live here in the city are not going to our own businesses, then why would they want to invest here?
That's true.
So they're watching. They're watching our habits. No one makes an investment. You don't buy a business unless you go in there and you watch and you observe foot traffic. You observe what kind of people come in here. What's the demographic? All these things play a role in business decisions. So we, the people and residents of Bridgeport, play the largest impact on economic development and the future of the city. Now, to your question, the city can do a lot more. But let's be real. We have our challenges here in the city of Bridgeport. Without touching the political climate, we need strong leadership with not only vision, but leadership that understands how to put properly talented and capable people in positions to succeed. And we have consistently, for not just this administration, or consistently for decades in the city of Bridgeport, we have empowered people who do not have the proper skill sets or talent to oversee operations in different departments throughout the city of Bridgeport, and has consistently failed the citizens and residents of Bridgeport. So number one is leadership and vision. And true leaders understand how to get the hell out of the way and empower you. Tag, you're it, Jason. You're doing an awesome, amazing job in media and marketing. I need you to come up with a vision for the city of Bridgeport on how to strategically put out there. And we need to trust the people that we're empowering. Okay? So number one is on the leadership front. And that can be accomplished a lot of ways. Internally or by using your vote.
Yes.
Right? The power of voting can enable the proper leadership. The city of Bridgeport and economic development side is very understaffed and they're overwhelmed. The other thing is because we have this bad stigma of maybe Bridgeport is not safe or there are unsavory areas. The biggest stigma that I hear about Bridgeport is that the poverty rate is so high here that people do not have any money. Now, we could talk about poverty rates and we could talk about having 150,000 people, 22,000 of those probably children who are 18 and under that are in school. But if we're going to say that the poverty rate is 25%, that's only about 35,000 people. And when you look at the high mill rate here in the city, when you look at the cost of homes here in the city of Bridgeport, who are buying those homes? People with pretty strong economic backgrounds and a high medium household income. So if I told you we had a middle class of about 60,000 people that are pretty affluent, you'd be surprised. But that's more than the cities of Westport, Darien, and Wilton combined. So that base is here. We're not reaching out to them properly. So what's happening is we have leakage. Dollars, economic dollars that can go towards contributing to our economic base. And when I talk about supporting businesses locally, we are busy making Milford great. We're busy making Fairfield great. We're busy making Stratford great. That's right. And there's nothing wrong with going to other towns and spending your hard-earned money and participating out there. But citizens need to start taking a look at all the cool things happening here in Bridgeport and help keep some of those dollars here so that we can continue to reinvest those dollars. All right. The city itself, the Planning and Economic Development Department, has just completed a 10-year master plan, right? So by city ordinance, we have to create this master plan. Amazing work has been done, and it got a great amount of detail this time around of citizen participation and people who are in the community activists, people who have boots on the ground of what's happening around the city, all right? But now we got this amazing 150-page document. Who's going to read it? Who's going to take action on that document? Where's the low-hanging fruit of projects that can come out of that project? Who is being empowered? Who is being enabled? And how are we spending money to put that plan into motion, right?
Yes.
When we start a small business, what's the first thing a bank tells you? Do you have a business plan, right? The master plan is the business plan for the city of Bridgeport of how we're going to grow the economic development of this city to increase the tax base so that we can lower the mill rate. So that now property taxes go low, but property values can rise. Right? That's a plan. Who's in charge of making that master plan work? And that's a challenge we have here in the city of Bridgeport. Step 2 of that plan now is we have archaic zoning and regulation laws. So zoning, for anyone who's ever bought a home, you really don't own your home because there's something called land usage. And in land usage, you're told what you can and cannot do with that property. All right? You can get fined for blight. You can get fined for a noise ordinance if your music's too loud. So you can say it's yours, but go ahead and don't pay your water pollution control bill. Right? Don't pay your sewage and see what happens to your house. They've been foreclosing on homes here in Bridgeport for years. And finally, we've gotten some relief on the state end, and City Council introduced some awesome legislation in the last year to stop some of the uncontrolled measures that the city was taking to get paid. And, people were losing their homes over a $4,000, $5,000 water bill.
Wow.
Right? So that's sad.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to increase the quality of life in the city of Bridgeport. With that said, Bridgeport's an amazing city. We're diverse. We're strong. This ultimate cultural melting pot of food, culture, arts. We have all this amazing things around us and the resiliency of the people. But as the people, we have relied on our government to take too much control of the actions that we see or of what should be happening. And it's time, in my opinion, that the people of Bridgeport are the biggest economic development engine. There is no economic development with us as the engine pushing it. We're the ones who pour the gasoline. We're the ones who make that engine go.
Yeah.
It's the people of Bridgeport are the biggest economic driver of the city.
I got one question for you, and I gotta admit, I love your passion. I love all the theology of business economics that you're sharing with us tonight. And I'm sure someone is grabbing a hold of what you're saying.
I hope so.
And they're learning tonight.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, when is Kelvin Ayala gonna run for mayor?
So it's funny because I always get dragged down I do get dragged down the rabbit hole a lot for politics, and there's a precedence for people with strong business acumens or legal acumen to get involved in politics. Right now, my political knowledge is growing, and I basically love business, right? So through business, I've had to understand the politics because
politics is business.
Exactly.
So you'll fit right in.
Listen, all politics. There's politics in everything. Every organization, every nonprofit, in church, there's politics, and politics there's politics.
That's right.
So politics rears its head everywhere, and politics does not have to be ugly if you're fair, you're transparent, and you're honest with the people that you're serving. The other thing about politics is it's impossible to please everyone.
Yeah.
But you can have commonality with people that you're not pleasing, and maybe they're not pleased today, but I can help please you in a different faction on something a month from now.
Yeah.
But to your question, right now the timing for running for anything is not there. I got my hands full with what I'm trying to do and contribute to the local economy, Bridgeport, and in my consulting work citywide.
Well, I'm predicting, and I foresee it, Kelvin Ayala will eventually become mayor of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I know it's going to happen eventually.
We'll see. I hopefully I won't have all gray hairs on the top of my head.
With that said, I just want to acknowledge some of the people that are watching really quick on
Absolutely.
Facebook. We have some of the comments. Yasmin Reyes, she says, "Woohoo, go Cuz."
Jazzy Jazz, what's up? How we doing?
All right, and then let's see who else. We got a lot of people watching. Then Milta Feliciano, you know who she is, right?
Former city council member.
East Side, baby.
East Side Pride. That's my sister right there.
Yeah, and then she also mentioned Moe's Burgers have the best Cobb salad.
I get that a lot. We've been ranked probably the best salad in downtown Bridgeport, and we sell a lot of salads for a burger joint.
Let's see who else. There's a lot of people watching. Oh, Benny Gonzalez says, "Positive speech, my man."
Awesome. What's up, Ben? Pleasure.
Yeah, you know who he is?
I trying to think. I don't think I know who Benny is.
Well,
maybe I know.
we thank Benny for watching.
Benny, thanks for watching, man. I hope we become Facebook friends.
And then also Milta Feliciano also just stated, "I learn every time I talk to Kelvin Ayala."
That's awesome. Well, listen, I think it's always great when we have a platform here to share information. what good is me knowing about growing and starting a business if I'm not going to share it? How many more businesses can I start? What else can I do? And a lot of times I plateaued with businesses. I do want to share a couple of nuggets, right?
Really quick before you share that nugget, just want to acknowledge this.
Oh, keep acknowledging.
The last person I want to acknowledge, someone named Jose De Pina, says Kelvin was managing a McDonald's while in high school.
Jose, what's going on? So it's funny. Jose was, I mentioned McDonald's was probably one of the most fun jobs I've ever had. And one of the cool things was I met a strong clique of people that were all from Central High School. And one of the people I met was Jose De Pina. And, strong guy, big dude, played football, really good guy, and we were like linemen on the line, literally at McDonald's. And we had a lot of good times working at McDonald's, stepping it up. And Jose, awesome dude, man.
Yeah, and I just want to acknowledge, I seen her on here. I passed her name, but I just want to acknowledge. I forgot. I seen your name on here, but I passed it. Now I can't find it. But we recognize that they're watching also from Puerto Rico. Somebody said big shout out from Puerto Rico. So.
Boricua's in the building. Puerto Rico could be. I got lots of family in Puerto Rico back home. My sister lives out there. My niece, my nephew. That's the beautiful thing, man. This platform is global. And we have a lot of people from Bridgeport that live in other states. In other parts of the country, and this is a great way to stay connected to what's happening locally back home.
That's right. And I just want to thank each and every one of you who are tuning in tonight. Great opportunity, especially if you're a future entrepreneur who is looking to take a leap in a entrepreneurship and maybe eventually start your own business. I mean, we got the man, the myth, and the legend here in the studio tonight on the hot seat, breaking out to us all the informational details that we can grasp and make a part of our lives so that we can take that leap like you did, Kelvin, and become successful in the world of economics and business.
Absolutely. Listen, they say entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's not for the faint of heart. You're going to fail a lot of times. Everything that I've touched has been successful, and it wouldn't have been successful without failing. I had to fail to succeed. There's no if buts about it. You got to lose money. You got to go broke. Someone's going to steal from you. Someone's going to take your idea. Someone's going to annoy you. It all comes with the territory, but you have to learn lessons from it.
That's right.
One of the biggest challenges that I had in my early years as an entrepreneur, I had a computer store. And I had a computer retail store for 6 years. A lot of people remember PC Flex Computers over on East Main Street. Down by the old Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay. As a matter of fact, sometimes in business we get married to our business, like giving birth, right? You give birth to this child. You created this business plan. You sold stuff. You got customers. At what time is it time to move on from that business when your interests change? All right. Not every business closure is a failure. Not every business that closes is because it failed.
Wow, that's awesome.
Maybe the business owner outgrew that business.
Wow.
Maybe that business owner sold it to someone else that can now be empowered and take advantage of what was created, and now that business owner can go create something else.
So is that what you say is that, people flip houses? Would you say there's a similarity flipping businesses?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, the only difference is when you flip a home or when you buy a home to flip, you know your end game is to flip. When you start a business, you don't know your end game, right? Because your passion, your energy, your lifestyle, your interests all change as we age. So as we get older, as you get you get married, you get a family, you have children, your responsibilities, your level of responsibilities change. So your business synergistically needs to change and alter to match your new schedules. So in that, you might find, you know what, man, this business is not working out for me anymore. So you might sell that business. You may shut down that business. In my case, I shut down my computer store because I couldn't focus on that anymore, and my IT consulting business was taking off. So you have to count your blessings, and you have to be ready to ride the next blessing.
Wow.
You have to be willing to walk away.
Wow.
All right, and that's the most difficult and challenging task that I tell people about business. I'll give you something else about locally, right? We talked about Bridgeport and downtown. We had a very popular business downtown Bridgeport called Two Boots Pizza.
That's right.
Right? And Two Boots was
Right
awesome,
across the street from here.
Right across the street from here, right here on Fairfield Avenue. And Two Boots was very, I won't say they were ultra successful financially, but they made a significant impact for 7 years downtown Bridgeport. They booked a lot of live acts. They gave a lot of opportunities to a lot of bands to make some money.
That's right.
Bring in their crowd, come in, eat, hang out, have a good time.
And it was a good time. I've been there several times when they were in business.
And it was a good time. And everyone was like, oh my God, Two Boots went out of business. As a business, the market was not growing with them. So you have to ask, so they made a business decision to close and go into another market. So you have to understand, from a business standpoint, they looked at themselves and said, I can continue to stay here in the city of Bridgeport and make this amount of money, or I can take the same effort, the same staff, the same knowledge, and move it to a different market and make triple what I'm doing now.
That's right.
Those are tough business decisions, but when you're talking about triple the volume, it's not as tough anymore. So then the question I always ask is, did Two Boots fail, or did we fail Two Boots? Did we fail Two Boots in providing more businesses and more economic development and more synergy of people coming into downtown? Vice versa. We talked about a little bit on economic development here in the city of Bridgeport. And there's reasons why we look the way we do. One reason is we're priced out of the marketplace. Rents are too high from a lot of these buildings, partially because these landlords have to eat the cost of a ridiculously high mill rate, when in fact the properties are not worth what they're worth. So they're trying to pass it down. And they're trying to pass it down to unsuspecting business owners. And if you're new to business, you'll get gobbled up by a bad lease. You lose money, you go out of business in 1 year, and that's why we have this ridiculous turnover.
Yeah.
So I always, people coming into downtown, my name floats around, I tell them, hire me, book me, figure it out. I'll at least stop you from losing money.
Yeah.
And help you to making that decision. 20 years ago, we bet as a city, we literally swung for the fences. We built this awesome arena, which is now the Webster Bank Arena, and we built a ballpark to house the Bridgeport Bluefish, and we had 20 years of amazing baseball, which I miss, being a baseball nut. And baseball was great for Moe's Burger Joint business because we were one of the only kid-friendly places to come eat, right? But that was in 1997. And literally across the street where the old Pequannock housing projects used to be, we are still staring at 2 empty plots of land from $80 million of development that was completed 20 years ago.
Wow.
22 years ago now. That tells the story of economic development of the city of Bridgeport. That should never happen. So now that we've gotten here, the question is why? Is that still vacant? Why have we not been able to develop it? And what is systematically happening that has us binded and handcuffed here in our downtown so that we're not growing? Yeah. And this impacts the small bodega to the small hair salon to the largest retailers downtown like Jimmy's Army and Navy and Artists and Craftsmen, to restaurants that are all over, to people making significant investments like Harlan House, Stress Factory, and other restaurants like that are coming in like Grill 2 and other places that are making significant investments, personal investments, to come into the city of Bridgeport.
And not to cut you off, but you just made a mention of Grill 2.
Yeah.
New place, just opened up in the city of Bridgeport. I happened to walk past there the other night.
Yeah.
Beautiful environment. I just wanted to throw them out there real quick because I walked past it the other night. I was like, this place looks amazing. And there was only a couple of people in there. They're just getting started.
They just opened the doors.
But I just wanted to mention them.
Yeah, just about 2-3 weeks ago, they finally opened the doors, and Grill 2 took the space that was in the past formerly Barnum Public House for about 4 or 5 years, and they've done an amazing renovation work there. They have a Caribbean fusion menu, and they're looking to gain footing. The good thing is that these are restaurateurs from New York. They understand what it is to be in business. They understand they're going to take their lumps along the way, and they need to understand the Bridgeport business environment and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that people come down and give them a shot.
Absolutely.
And business grows by word of mouth, just like the Boulevard Karaoke, which is a good friend of mine right around the corner, Ben Rivera over there on Main Street, and that's an awesome karaoke place that's karaoke every time you come in. They have 5 private karaoke rooms for bridal parties, showers, birthday parties, special events, special occasions. Just get together with your friends. You can rent out a private room. You can bring in your own food. A whole lot of stuff. You can check them out. So we have cool things happening in our city. We need more people to understand what cool looks like and give it a shot. And spread and keep spreading that word.
Yeah.
You know?
So, with that said, I cut you off earlier because I wanted to acknowledge some of the people that were watching on Facebook, but you were about to give us a couple of free nuggets you mentioned. What were those nuggets?
Yeah, well, the one nugget I mentioned earlier, which is do not be afraid to walk away from a business. If the business is no longer meeting your personal growth, is no longer meeting your financial needs, it's okay to close down. It's okay to leave a business and maybe pursue other things that you want to pursue. Excellent. That's okay. So that's not failure.
Excellent.
So I think that's a big nugget. I am huge on networking. Follow up with people that you meet. Try to understand. Everyone wants to know something. There's always an angle, right? Try to understand what you're looking for that's going to help your business grow, and try to pair yourself up with other networks that can help your business grow, and in turn that you can pass on some value to the people you're networking with.
Excellent. And with that said, Kelvin, we're coming to the finale of the show, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to hit you off with what I call the shotgun questions.
Gotcha.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great about the shotgun questions, but I want to shout out one thing when we come back.
All right. So when we come back, you're going to give that shout out, and
Absolutely.
then we're going to jump right into the shotgun questions. All right. And with that said, I want to thank each and every one of you that are watching right now live on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, Periscope, and sometimes on Instagram. But I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. Don't go anywhere. Listen, Kelvin Ayala, one of the greatest, the biggest entrepreneurs in the city of Bridgeport, man. He was willing to come into the studio and to break down the knowledge of business and economic empowerment with us. And I know I've learned a lot tonight, Kelvin.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. And I'm sure that the people that are watching themselves have learned. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll come back with the shotgun questions. Looking for custom wheels? Looking for quality and professional service? Do you need a flat tire repaired? Are you looking for a $45 alignment and the lowest prices in the state? Come to Perez Tire Center, located in the city of Bridgeport. At Perez Tire Center, we take pride in our selection and service. We are never short on inventory, and we give you the best guaranteed lowest prices up front. At Perez Tire Center, we slash the competition and will beat the other guys. Financing is available and no credit check is needed. We also install batteries and tires on recreational vehicles, trailers, and motorcycles. If you need it, we got it. Perez Tire Center is open 7 days per week, located at 72 Knowlton Street in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. All right, welcome back to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Excited to be here in the studio with Kelvin Ayala. I keep saying Kevin, but it's Kelvin. Kelvin,
as my mom used to say.
Kelvin
Ayala. Outside. Kelvin, get inside.
For the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, one of the greatest entrepreneurs you will ever meet from Bridgeport is here in the studio, sitting on the hot seat tonight. We've been having such an amazing time. He's been breaking down what it is to take risk and to establish your own business, economic empowerment. With that said, Mr. Kelvin Ayala.
All is good. Thank you for having me again, man. I'm in a hot seat. It's probably hot, probably because my butt is hot, but we're going to throw some fire. We're going to do some rapid fire questions. I did want to shout out something cool. So there's something, a project that I've been working on with some fellow entrepreneurs called Led by Us. And you can find us online at ledbyusct.com. LEDBYUSCT.com. Led by Us is an opportunity for us to teach responsible urban community development. It's how we take back our communities. How do we become economically empowered to start owning and buying the real estate within our communities and developing that real estate? How do we become the next real estate developers? So we are teaching small scale real estate development, from small multifamily housing, commercial mixed use, to just straight up commercial properties, to vacant lots. This weekend, October 4th and 5th, downtown Bridgeport, we have a small-scale developers boot camp where we will be teaching what we dub the FSP process, which is a way of measuring real estate development. Is the project that you're trying to do feasible? Is it sustainable? And can it be profitable? And we'll be teaching our tools of the trade. It's $150. There's a big networking event happening downtown on Main Street on that Friday night, and that kicks off the boot camp, and it's all day from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. We have amazing subject matter experts, some great partners involved, and you can look us up right on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Led by Us, or hit the website to sign up, Led by Us CT, where we teach you how to become a real estate developer, and how to start taking over our communities or get empowered. Awesome. And if you're a business owner, a contractor, a real estate agent, you're a community stakeholder, you're an activist out here in the community, empower yourself and learn about why these vacant lots are vacant. Because every time someone comes in from the outside, from New York, and buys a lot that's been sitting there for 15 years, that we've been staring at, it is not gentrification. That wasn't what they were thinking. They were thinking, I can make money here.
That's right.
Okay? We need to learn how to make money here if we want to stay here. You can't get gentrified if you're part of the planning process, and that's what we're teaching.
Wow. And that's awesome. That's this week.
That's this weekend.
This weekend
is our economic development boot camp, or our small scale developers boot camp. But we will have more boot camps happening statewide, and we have statewide partners. But we still have spots available. October 4th and 5th, it's $150 or $149. Get on the website, or if you want to know more information, just ask a question. Look up Kelvin Ayala online, Facebook, Google me, and I'll be sure to give you a direct message. Man, let's go. Let's get this paper. Let's make money while helping your community. This is about responsible,
keeping it all here,
urban community development. Yeah. Everyone complains about what we look like on the east side, the east end, the west end, the south end, the hollow. We control our neighborhood. Let us show and work together on what that looks like.
Wow. And you know, with that mentality that you have, I mean, if other people would catch it, grab a hold of it and run with it, what a difference we can make in our city.
What a difference. I say the economic development engine in the city of Bridgeport is the people.
That's right.
It is not the municipality. It is not a master plan. And it sure as hell is not a developer from the outside who has no idea what our community is about.
Wow. And with that said, I want to acknowledge a couple of people really quick on Facebook. We have Natalie Price. She wrote on here, check out my pie. I taught him well. LOL. I'm proud of you, boss.
My business partner with Led by Us, Collab Exchange, and co-founder of I Love Bridgeport.
And then we also have Joey Bella. We truly appreciate you watching, Joey. He says, thanks. Love seeing people from my city doing their thing. And that's what it's all about. That's what we've been preaching tonight.
Absolutely. Joe, what's up?
With that said, shotgun questions.
Oh man, I better have it covered. I don't think you have a bulletproof vest my size.
Oh man, here we go. First question: what's your favorite song?
Oh my God, you got to be quick. I don't have a favorite song. I have a favorite artist.
That'll
Can I go
work.
there?
That'll work.
KRS-One. I'm an old school hip hop head.
Oh,
KRS-One.
Was that Boogie Down Production?
Boogie Down Productions.
Boogie Down Production. We'll always get paid. We'll take the wackest song and make it better. Remember to let us into your.
Then we'll begin.
To Mastermind, was it?
To.
I can't remember the words.
That was Criminal Minded.
That was Criminal Minded.
Criminal Minded. You've been blinded. So KRS-One is I don't have a favorite song, but I will say I love music and I listen to everything. My least favorite music is bachata, though. I gotta say that. I love salsa. I love a little, but I listen to everything, man. Jazz, hip hop, blues, R&B, old school, country. Doesn't matter, man. I'm a music fiend.
And I'm with you right there as well. So next question. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption. I could watch Shawshank Redemption over and over and over and over, and I always learn something new in that movie. It's a great business tool too. If you watch it from a business perspective, it just resonates with everything, man. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, and that's an excellent movie. I've seen that about maybe 25, 30 times. Favorite food?
Pizza, man. Something about pizza, man. Pizza's food of the gods. You can I can eat pizza all day. As you can see, I don't lack from meals. Something about pizza, man. Damn.
What's your favorite pizza place in the city of Bridgeport?
Favorite pizza place? I'm still old school. Famous pizza still has a chunk of the heart, man.
Okay, I gotta throw out there Massimo's Pizza.
Massimo makes a good pie.
Gotta throw them out there.
Old school, I love that you can still get slices.
Yes.
At Massimo. There's so many places you can't just go get slices of pizza.
You're right. You're right. And listen, even though Massimo's went and reconstructed their whole facility, after they redid it, I was like, yeah, they're probably not gonna sell slices in here anymore, but they still do.
They
which
kept
is nice.
it. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
What's your favorite sport?
Baseball. Will always be baseball. Die-hard Mets fan. Every year we have high hopes. Every year we get disappointed. We ended on a good note this year. We blew probably 15, 20 wins with our bullpen. The Mets should have had the best record in baseball this year.
So Mets, no Yankees?
I'll be honest. I grew up a Yankees and Mets fan. My favorite baseball player growing up, Don Mattingly. I was the first baseman. And I pitched Dwight Gooden with the Mets. Don Mattingly, I grew up watching both.
Excellent. All right. What's your favorite car?
Favorite car? I'm not a car guy. I am not a car guy whatsoever, but there's nothing. I mean, I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I don't have a favorite car.
So you can jump in anything that has four wheels and roll.
Yeah, I've been known to drive plenty of buckets. That serves me no difference, man. It's not an asset.
Excellent. What's the favorite thing you like to read?
I like to read. I'm not a book person, but I love to research and read information on business mindsets, not necessarily self-empowerment, but I love to read stuff about business, the mindset of business, and the psychology of people. What forces us to make decisions? Why do we feel a particular way and stuff? So I'm fascinated by how we work, how we operate, and how we make decisions.
Excellent. And what's the favorite thing you like to do?
Favorite thing I like to do, man. I played baseball right up until 2 years ago. Played semi-pro wood baseball for a long time, and the smell of grass in the morning, the camaraderie of your friends, and all of that stuff. That was my favorite thing to do, and I've got away.
Damn, so you stopped playing 2 years ago?
I literally stopped playing like 2 years ago.
Wow.
And every now and then I get a call, yo, you're around, you can play.
Fill in.
And I refused to play softball.
Oh.
So I was playing hardball all
Wow.
this time. It's such a different thing. But that was probably my favorite thing to do. And now it's really my favorite thing to do is, because I have my hands in so many different business-related things, is literally just trying to spend time with family. And making special moments. That's my favorite thing to do.
What's your favorite word?
Favorite word?
Yeah.
The audacity of people. The audacity is my favorite word. How dare you?
The audacity of people. What sound or noise do you love to hear the most?
Sound or noise? Oh my God. I'm fascinated by cookies. that coquille sound, like if people in Puerto Rico, people don't know, in Puerto Rico, there's these little itty bitty frogs, and they're everywhere, and you just hear them
and they're loud
all
as hell.
day, and they're loud as hell. And I hear coquille, and I'm fascinated by the stupid sound.
I remember one time, years ago, when I went to Puerto Rico, I was gonna try to bring a coquille back home, but they told me it would die though.
Yeah, and and I know they screen for that stuff too now, and stuff. But I would love to have a coquille.
All right, so let's keep going. What's the favorite place you like to visit?
Favorite place I like to visit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite place, but I love anything with scenery and water. I love anything with scenery and water. So places that whether it's rivers, streams, Seaside Park is gorgeous. Anything where there's water, I love the interaction of people, land, and sea, and then we have air.
Wow.
And I see it all in one landscape, and I think it's dope.
That's awesome. The final question.
Yes.
If heaven really exists, and I know you believe it does, because you grew up in St. Mary's Church.
I grew up in St. Mary's Church, man, as a Lord Catholic. And
we've got to mention St. Mary's Church.
Yeah, a lot of.
Remember the festivals?
The St. Mary's Festival was awesome, man. You got your cepoles and your acapulco.
Oh yeah, you get a pacalaito like this big.
Yeah, bigger than my head, like 5 times the size of my head, and it was like $2.
And the grease dripping down your arm.
And you better have short sleeves.
That's right.
Not enough napkins. Those are good days, man. Those festivals used to get really big when they were the old festivals. When they were at the parking lot,
at the parking lot
on Pembroke Street.
Yeah.
And then you'd have the live acts and the bands. My mom used to run the stage for years, so she was the one responsible for booking all the talent, all the acts, and all of that stuff. And those were good times, man.
I listen. I wish
youth group softball. Was always fun. I sung in the choir.
Yeah, Father Skip.
Father Skip played a big role, and Father Benelli, and there was and Father Paul. There was a Father Paul too at one time. Because I remember when he was the one who watched over our youth group before Father Skip stepped in and took over.
And it's funny that we're sitting here talking about the old school days growing up in our neighborhood, because I remember the original church building that was
St.
there.
Mary's Church.
I remember when they knocked it down and they built
it up.
The one that's there now.
Correct.
So I seen them knock that old building down, man.
I remember that church being built. I remember when they put the mosaics up and how gorgeous that was, and I remember the old church. I vividly have a vision of the old church, and me. I did something really bad. I had to be about 6-7 years old. I'll never forget it. But I remember getting popped by my dad right outside the church. And it was the old church.
Yeah.
And so every time I think of the old church, I remember my dad popping me for doing something bad. I don't remember what I was.
I remember
I'm sure I deserved it.
When they were building the current facility, you guys used to meet inside the rectory part.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And that's where service would happen over there, and youth group and Sunday class and all of that stuff. Like I remember taking confirmation classes. So we had listen. The church family was always big, and I think that's big. One beautiful thing about the city of Bridgeport is you have church families all over. And the churches in Bridgeport are doing amazing work, and they've gotten more involved within the community beyond just church and Sunday. And I think that's really I think that's really cool. I think that's something that defines us. I lived in Hartford for a long time, and there's pockets of that stuff that you see in other communities, but I think it's very distinct of the city of Bridgeport.
Wow, yeah. And St. Mary's Church was such a big part of all the families that grew up in our area. Steuben Street, Hoff Avenue, Sherman Street, Pembroke Street, like that one circle right there.
That whole circle over there. And then not only that, school. I mean, listen, first baseball team, St. Mary's baseball team at Christian Brotherhood League. We rocked those uniforms with pride. And Blessed Sacrament St. Mary's.
Blessed
Sacrament. And on the East End, on Union Avenue. And went to Blessed Sacrament after staying at St. Michael's, but went Blessed Sacrament. And again, a lot of friends from either church or kind of like this whole extended family that happens from growing up in the city.
That's awesome. And the last question I was going to ask you was, if heaven really exists, right? What would you like to hear God say to you, Kelvin, Ayala, when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I'm proud of you. you stuck your hand out and tried to help as many people as you could.
Excellent. And with that said, we are at the completion of the
I
show.
am off the hot seat. Brother
before
Jay,
we go,
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, man.
The awesome platform, and thank you for sharing that with me.
Thank you, man. I truly appreciate the opportunity of having you come into the studio to sit on the hot seat and to share with every one of us that are watching tonight, because I'm watching myself with the people on Facebook. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for your willingness to share all about yourself, your plans, your dreams, your visions, and all of that good stuff you got planted in there.
Intellectual property.
That's right.
A lot of trademarks up there.
But before we go, is there any final words you want to give to the people that are watching?
Final words to the people watching. Listen, I am not special. Jay's not special. We are hard workers. Everyone has an opportunity to do something and make a contribution. So I encourage everybody, man, just get in where you fit in, make a difference, pull somebody up with you, speak to youth. These kids are watching us. Literally, they're watching us every day. Do something that they can see that's positive.
Excellent. And with that said, Kelvin Ayala, thank you very much, brother.
All is good,
God bless,
man.
all right? And I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in tonight. I want to acknowledge really quick Joey Bella, who just said to us, Kelvin, great show tonight, you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Also want to acknowledge Mita Feliciano, who just stated, great job, gentlemen. We thank you for watching, Milta. We thank each and every one of you. We thank Christy Coriano. We thank Joey Bella. We thank Orlando Diaz, Annette Estrada, Lance Jimenez, Veronica Mojica, Jose DePina. We thank each and every one of you who tuned in tonight, man, because if it's not for you, we would not be able to do what we do on a weekly basis. This studio, this platform was created for you, the people of the community. So as I always tell you, if you know someone with a powerful story, someone that's, positive in the community, inspirational, someone that's doing something in the community to make a difference, feel free to contact me, direct message me, go onto our website at www.supereliteentertainment.com, send me their information, I will reach out to them, and I guarantee you that I will bring them here on our platform so that we can showcase who they are and showcase their abilities and the passion that they have. Again, I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And we will see you next week, the same time, same place, same channel. And we give you a quick bye-bye.
Later. That's the man.
Thank you very much. God bless.